So now that we know that it can get damaged, then the next conversation is around, okay, well, if it can get damaged and I can't feel it, well, how am I supposed to know, or how do I monitor my kidney function? And we're going to talk, kind of a little bit more in depth about this next time, but we're going to go ahead and introduce a couple of terms. So one is something called an eGFR. This is a blood test, and it's basically a calculation. And I tell people to think of that number as their kidney number. And that kidney number tells you how much kidney function is remaining. It's kind of like if you have a battery, like if you look at your phone and there's a little battery gauge up there. And so the lower that number, the less battery you have. So the eGFR, think of it as a kidney number or as your kidney function gauge. So the lower that number, the less kidney function you have. So most people are born, it'll be right around 100, some a little less, some a little bit more. But as damage starts to happen to that kidney, we will be able to see that number start to drop. Now, one thing about it, it can bounce up and down. If you're a little dehydrated, maybe it drops down. Hydrate yourself, the kidneys are happy, so therefore it goes a little bit up. That eGFR tells you how much is left. But sometimes even before that kidney number or the kidney function drops, you actually can detect that there is damage going on to the kidney, or i.e. those filters. And that is something, it's called a urine albumin to creatinine ratio, basically trying to detect something called albumin. And this is a specific type of protein that circulates in your body. And what happens is that your kidney is actually is really good about holding the protein inside of your body. Just think about it. Suppose this filter would have just let the protein leak outside the blood, you would lose all your protein. The kidney in its natural and healthy state is able to actually keep that protein from going outside of your bloodstream. It's able to keep that protein inside your bloodstream. So, but what can happen is that if you're getting damaged, we can actually detect albumin in the urine. Because remember, the blood goes into the kidney, it goes into those little filters, and then it's supposed to go back into the veins and back into the body. What's supposed to come out of that is supposed to be all of the toxins, extra water, electrolyte management and stuff of that nature. That's supposed to all go into the urine. Think of the urine as the waste product. If we check that urine or that waste product and we see that there's albumin in there, this is something abnormal. So we know something's going on there. One of the screening tests that you can use, or you should be using, is something called a urine albumin to creatinine ratio. And that can help you to detect whether or not there is early signs of damage going on with that kidney. So sometimes, even though the function is really high, urine albumin to creatinine ratio is elevated, we say, hey, something's going on here. We need to investigate. Okay.